So this is our fourth chapter. According to our course outline, the fourth week is dedicated to chapter 4. The chapter 3 of the PPT is not necessary for us, so I just ignored it. So this is chapter 4. Okay. So in this chapter, we'll talk about e-business revenue models. Okay. So this is not technical. So we can just talk about some theoretical parts. Okay. So in this chapter, you'll learn about what a revenue model is and how companies use various revenue models. So revenue model is a model that you use to run your business, right? There are very different types of models, business models. So revenue model, then there is a business process model, then it is now advisable that businesses should focus more on process models than revenue models. But you must have your business, your revenue model, because that is how you decide to incur or to generate money, right? So there are different revenue models and how companies use these various revenue models. And the other objective is how some companies change their revenue models to achieve success. So it doesn't mean that you have to stick with one revenue model. If needed, then you can change your revenue model. For example, let's say your business, you're running an internet business, let's say, and your revenue model was fee for content, okay, or subscription, let's say. You get money from subscription. Then let's say through time, you have identified that subscription is not enough. So you can change your revenue model to, let's say, advertising and subscription, okay? Which means you allow advertisements to run on your website. So you gain some money from the advertisement and you also gain some money from subscribers, okay? So revenue model is, for example, fee, sorry. So for example, you have revenue model like fee, let's say for service, okay? Or fee for content. Or you have, for example, advertising revenue model, or you might have subscription, okay? So these are different revenue models, and you might use this one and change it to this one later on, okay? Or you might use advertising, then you can use this, or actually you can also use the combination, okay? You can use advertising plus subscription, something like that, okay? So revenue strategy issues that the other objective is to talk about revenue strategy issues that companies face when selling online, okay? And the other objective is how to create an effective business presence on the web, okay? So for those businesses who run only on the web, then they have to find some effective way of addressing or reaching their customers, okay? That is called an effective business presence. And the other objective is what factors
enhance website usability. So if you are using an internet business, or if you are running an internet business, you know YouTube, right? YouTube is an internet business, right? And you know, so many newspapers or magazines are internet businesses, right? So since the business or the earning of these businesses depends upon the use of internet, then these companies must be very cautious, or must be very careful about the usability or the interaction of users or customers with their website, right? And the last objective is how companies use the web to connect with the customers. Okay, so we'll look at this objectives in this chapter. So the thing is, again, this chapter contains about 77 slides. Okay, so I will try to be a little bit faster. Since everything is detailed, once you grasp the concept, then you can read by yourself. Okay, so I will try to be a little bit faster. That's the only way we can finish these chapters. Okay, so business, revenue models for online businesses. So web business revenue generating models could use web catalog, digital content. Okay, so these are different revenue models. We have web catalog, we have digital content, we have advertising supported, we have advertising subscription mixed, we have free based. Okay, so there are also other varieties. Fee for service, fee based. Fee based means fee for content, for example. Fee for service, something like this. Okay, so there are so many revenue models, okay, in web business, and these revenue models could be used for B2C and for B2B, or for both. Okay, we say both because some businesses have the one website and they use this website to communicate with their customers and also to communicate with their business partners. Okay, because they can use different login methods, and based on the login method, then the website can change from B2C to B2B. Okay, so this could be one website on which you communicate with the customer and your business partners. Okay, so that means this website is both B2C and B2B. Okay, some companies have one website to communicate with their customers, that is a B2C, and they have another website to communicate with their business partners, that is the B2B. Okay, so anyways, the same model can be adopted for the B2B and for the B2C. Okay, that's possible. Or you can also use a different model for your B2C, a different model for your B2B. Okay, so after this slides, we will be looking at each of these revenue generating models. Okay, so let's talk about the first one. So web catalog revenue models. So I will tell you the history behind this. So long time ago, before web catalogs were created, there was a business, and this business used to send mails or through post. Okay, and on these mails delivered to their customers, there are lists of products
this company produces. Okay, so this was way before the internet was created, okay, or invented. So they send this mail to their customers, and on these mails there are products, their prices, and description of the product this company produces. Okay, so why? Because customers could be located in different places, and since there is no internet, and since there is no way that customers can know about the products of these companies unless they physically travel to the shops, okay, it was difficult for them to expand their customer base. Okay, so what this company has devised is to prepare mails, okay, and on these mails there are catalogs. Catalog means there is a product they produce, the price of the product, and the description. Okay, so it's a kind of a book that they mail or they send to their customers. So what is done is the customers will look at this product, the price and the details, and they call or they send mail to these companies. Okay, through call they order these products. So this company receives order through phone calls, prepares these orders, and send it through mail to their customers. Okay, so this was physical, all physical, right? So this was before the internet was there. So that was copied. Okay, so the same process is copied and it is changed to a web catalog. So in a web catalog, companies have websites. For example, if you take IKEA is a furniture company, right? Swedish furniture company. Or still now, if those of you who know Costco, okay, Costco sends catalogs, right, to our homes. So on these catalogs, there are products, there are prices, right? So we see these products, their prices, and the good part is in Costco you can order online, okay? Or because now we have the internet and we have these websites, we can order the products online. But back then, there is a mail order, and customers look at these mail orders and they phone call the business or the company, and the company prepares these products, okay? So the same thing is applied now in web catalog. So the difference is here we are not using paper-based transaction, but we are using the web to display information about our products, okay? Just like, for example, IKEA. So IKEA has a web catalog, right? And this web catalog has product furnitures and their description, their prices, okay? So you can just look at the web catalog and you can physically go and buy the product, okay? Or you can also check the web catalog and also order the products online, okay? That's what we call a web catalog. So, and read the other detail. Then, so traditional retailers now are using web catalog revenue model. As I've said, Costco, we have Kmart, we have Target, we will all this use web catalogs. Okay, so using multiple marketing channels allows more customers to be reached at a lower cost. So, for example, in Walmart, it's not only using web catalog; they also use other means of reaching their customers. Okay, so the point is to introduce your products to your customers so that customers know more about your products. So there are different ways. You can have a physical store where you can display your products and customers can come and view, or you can have a website where you have a web catalog, or you can have a mailed or printed catalog that you send to your customers, or you can have a newspaper insert. Okay, so this is one alternative, right? Combining marketing channels. Two retailer examples. So the first one is to use the store or to use the web catalog, okay, and to reach your customer. And the other alternative is
to use a mailed catalog, which you send to your customer, or use a website. Okay, so these are the alternatives you have. You either use the physical and the website, or you can use a mailed catalog and also use the website. Okay, so you can combine whichever is convenient to reach the customer. Okay, so web, adding the personal touch, many adopted catalog sales model to the web. So as I've said, display closing photos categorized by type, price, size, color. Okay, so that's what we have already talked. So in this slide, there are so many examples of businesses that run this kind of models. For example, Anvil is one type of a company that uses web shopping assistant, okay, which is an implementation of the web catalog, okay. And virtual models. Here, virtual model means, now this is widely used. For example, I forgot the name of the company, but there is a company that sells sunglasses. Okay, so you know, to know that the sunglass fits you, then you have to try it on, right? But to try it on, then you have to physically go to the store, right? But to solve this problem, this company has created an augmented reality application where it takes the structure of your face, and from the scanning the structure of your face, then they can place the sunglasses that fits your shape or your face, or the one that you chose. Then you can see yourself wearing the glass, okay? So from the picture, you can decide whether to buy or not to buy. So the same thing was used back then, and it is called a virtual model. So this virtual model shows how clothes look like, okay? So customers who like the clothes on the virtual model can buy it. If they don't, then they can leave it. So they can physically see how the virtual, I mean, the closest looks like on this virtual models. Okay. And the problem is varying computer monitor. And you know, back then, you know, this graphics requires a high processing power. Okay. So the color settings has to be adjusted. Solution is to send fabric switch on request, or offer generous return policies. So, for example, this sunglass company that I told you will allow you to try on these sunglasses online, right? Because it takes the structure of your face. Then what they do is they send you 3 glasses with different colors, okay? And they send this to your location or to your address. Then out of 3, you can choose one, the one that you like to buy, and you can return the rest, okay? So most of the companies that adopt this virtual model, they have this solution that is, they are very generous to accept any returns, or they accept products that customers do not want to buy or want to return, okay? Because after they buy, maybe when the product is delivered, maybe it's not as they have imagined. Okay, so anyways, the solution is to offer a generous return policy, so that if the customers do not like it, they can return it. Okay, the other model, so number 1 model is a web catalog, okay, and the other model is free for content revenue model. So this is also called, actually, the name for this one is also called a digital content revenue model, okay, or fee for content, okay. So this web businesses, you pay fee for a content that you get from the web site, okay, or from the web business. So firms owning written information or information rights, they embrace the web as a highly efficient mechanism. So actually, for example, newspapers, okay, you pay for the content, right? Or typical examples for this one are for example, lawyer services, okay, or consultancy, something like this. So they embrace the web as a highly efficient distribution mechanism. They use this digital content revenue model. So the name is also called actually digital content revenue model. They sell subscriptions for access to information they own. Okay, so these websites, they have information, and they need your subscription to give you this information. Okay, so the information is the content, so that you get for a fee or for a subscription. That's why it is called fee for content. Okay, so legal, academic, business, and technical contents could be easily provided to this type of businesses, okay, especially academic, okay. For example, research, okay, do you know ProQuest or other web businesses? So for academic purpose, it is very easy, right? There are so many researches stored on these databases. Then if you want to read this content or want to access this research done, then you have to pay, okay? That is what we call a fee for content, okay? Or you have to subscribe for example, ProQuest is a very big academic website that has so many researches, okay? It's a research database. So legal, academic, business, and technical content could be fee for content revenue. They can use this fee for content revenue model, okay? Okay, and as I've said, lawyers, law enforcement officials, consultancy services, okay? Okay, then, and again, also, newspapers. For example, there is New York Times or Wall Street Journals, or, okay, so many news papers or magazines. And these magazines, they ask for subscription, right? So the subscription fee could be like $10 per year or $20 per year. So you pay that, then you read the content, okay? That's why it is called a fee for content. Okay, and anything, okay. Electronic books. Okay, ebooks are very easy actually to sell online, right? So you remember in 1994, Amazon's owner now, Jeff Bezos, he started with selling books, right? First on Amazon. So he chose books because he knew that, or he identified that books are the easiest products to sell online, because you can easily have your catalog and your description of the book, and you can also easily ship these products to your customers, okay? So in 1994, Jeff has started as this Amazon.com for selling books. Then after that, there were so many other websites like Google's ebook store, Barnes and Nobles, okay? So the sales was not that good when they were started, but now it's going very well, okay? So the sales could include books or magazines or newspaper subscriptions, okay? And online music again. So you know the iTunes, okay, or Amazon MP3 or eMusic, Google Music. So these are based on subscription, right? You pay, you listen, okay? So, but there are some complexions or some problems with this type of businesses. Okay, so there is no single store where you can have everything in one place, and individual stores promote their own music file format. Some of them MP3, some of them MP4, some of them, okay, there are different file formats, and you need players for these different file formats, okay? So anyway, some of them might also provide their own players. And some artists, recording companies, partners with a specific store or boycott online sales together. Yeah, so this online businesses are also easy to boycott sales online. So this might be complexions, or this might be challenges in opening a business online as a music store. Okay, and the other is digital rights management software intended to curtail music piracy. No, so this is to prevent piracy of music. Anyways, because music is also very easy to, the intellectual property right of music is very easy to violate, right? Because you can copy from one computer to the other very easily. And the technology to keep not to copy this from one device to the other is very complicated. So it's very vulnerable to piracy. But Amazon MP3 store is the first to offer this digital rights management software so that they can protect their music from piracy. Okay, and continue with fee for content revenue model. Then online videos. Okay, there are websites which allow you to, for example, watch a movie online, but you have to pay, right? So this is also a revenue model called fee for content. Okay, because you're getting the content, right? And fee for transaction. So this is the third one. Okay, so first one we talked about is web catalog, right? Web catalog is the first revenue model. Second one is fee for content, or as you have said, this is a digital content. And the third one is fee for transaction. Okay, by now you can guess what is the fee for transaction business model. Okay, for example, travel agencies. Okay, so these travel agencies, for example, you go to TripAdvisor or you go to any so there are these trip, or there are these websites where you can buy airline tickets, right? So this web businesses, they use fee for transaction, and it is actually the easiest one to charge. Okay, for example, if there is this business called Trip, let's say TripAdvisor. TripAdvisor has sold, let's say, 100 airline tickets for Korean Airlines. Okay, so the Korean Airlines can easily pay for the TripAdvisor company, right? Because it's 100, then you calculate 100 for one airline ticket, for example, the commission could be 5%. Okay, so the commission is $5, right? So $5 times 100 tickets, so $500 will be paid for TripAdvisor, right? So I'm saying this because there are some forms or some business model which are very complicated to charge your customers. Okay, for example, there are some which are based on views, okay, or especially those related to advertising. So that they are very difficult to calculate the fee. But fee for transaction, for example, with a TripAdvisor is easy to price, right? So also electronic books, they are forms of digital audio books. So CDs originally and various types of digital files, you can charge them per transaction. Audible sales subscriptions, and Amazon.com also offers books, newspapers, magazines, okay, delivered directly to line for readers, okay. So that is fee for transaction, right? And the fourth one, advertising as a revenue model, okay? We have advertising as a revenue model, okay? So keep this different models. So advertising as a revenue model, as you can easily guess, this businesses get their income from advertising. For example, YouTube, okay, advertising, right? Yahoo, advertising, okay, or other portals. They advertise other companies' products and they charge them for these advertisements, okay. So that is called advertising, as they use advertising as their revenue model, right? So advertisers fee in place for user subscription, and advertising supported revenue models used by United States broadcast network television, for example, ESPN or CNN, okay? They don't charge us for watching CNN, right? But they have advertising. So maybe if you remember, we have said that in internet or in IT, when so many people use something, the value of that thing increases, okay? Or the marginal utility of one more person to the website increases. But in economics, marginal utility decreases, right? There is a diminishing return of the product, which means, for example, if you eat 2 bananas and the third one or the third banana you are trying to eat will not give you the same satisfaction as the first one, right? So because there is a diminishing product return, right? But it's not like that in technology. The more you use or the more people use some application, the more value this application will get, okay? So this news medias or television networks, they don't want us to pay because they get their money from advertisements. They already have this huge number of people watching their television, okay? So companies also pay based on the number of people who watch these medias, right? If there is this new television, for example, and only few people know about it, then no advertisement, I mean, no company will pay too much money for this television because there are no many people watching this this television. So anyways, this, even though they are not charging us to see the news, they get their income from advertising, right? And the other thing is one big problem is measuring and charging site visitors, as we have said. For example, in YouTube, the way they calculate the money to charge their customers is very complicated, or the companies that advertise their products, right? Let's say I have opened a video and I skipped the advertisement, okay? So how can you calculate the amount of money that you are going to charge the company, okay? Or let's say I viewed the same video twice and 3 or 4 times. Are you going to charge the company for every video I view or every advertising I view, or only the first visit? Okay, so it's a little bit complicated. And stickiness is very important. Stickiness means you have to find ways so that
the customers stay with you or stick with you, right? So unless the customers stick with you, then they can leave to other websites, then you might lose your business. So stickiness is keeping visitors at your site and attracting to repeat these visitors. Okay, so you have to try your best as a web business to attract these customers or to make these customers come again and view your website. Okay, so unless you do that, then it's very difficult to sustain in the business. Okay, so you have to find a way to stick. So I will give you one example how companies or how web businesses stick their customers to their operations. What they do is they ask personal information of the customer, okay? And after this personal information, they try to modify or they try to deliver services that this customer wants based on his geography, his job, his interest, okay? So once the customer's information is there, and so the customer doesn't want to go to another website, register again his personal information, okay? Because this website now knows more about him. So he would like to stay with this website, okay? So that is creating stickiness, okay? Or making your customer stick with you, okay? The other problem is obtaining large advertising interest. So the problem is different. There are different people who use the internet, and these people differ in age, in gender, in work, okay? So are you going to focus on few people, or you just provide a general service, okay? So for example, Yahoo, Google, YouTube are general, okay? This advertisement is to go to anybody. But now businesses become very specific, okay? There used to be car dealers website. Now there is like Toyota car dealer, Honda car dealer, Kia car dealer, because that is how you can have your specific demographic customers, okay? So, okay, let's have a 10 minutes break and I'll be back, okay?